Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow of Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
All right, got a boxing rundown video. I just combined these topics together to make one large video. So let's talk. We also going to talk about Estrada. Got some news on him. Seems that he's tested positive for COVID-19. PBC is supposed to be releasing their schedule tonight. I'll tell you some of the things that I heard last night on that one. One good, one kind of bad, and also Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko is done. But first, let's talk about Terence Crawford and the Gary Russell situation. Bomac explained it in one of the boxing groups on Facebook. So let's get into it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Crawford did respond. And I'll put that on the screen if I remember. He basically said, Gary Russell trying to get clout off my name. When I'm done getting busy, I'll holler at you, right? And the rumors are, well, it's not a rumor. It's a rumor, but Bob Arum confirmed that they are thinking about moving up and fighting Patrick Teixeira for the 155-pound, 4-pound belt. I explained how that can mess up PBC plans up there. But Bomac said Gary Russell snuck him. All right, he said he snuck him, and everybody got between them, grabbed Terence, grabbed Gary. So, it's probably most of us what we thought. He said, Crawford was running his mouth, and he popped him. You know what I'm saying? And he said it got between them, and, that was it. He told the story. Basically, that was at the Olympic trials or whatever, and Crawford got washed by whoever Dynamite was. He washed him, 20 zipped him, and Crawford was mad and said he ran, and Gary said he asked me, did he run? And Gary basically said, it's boxing, hit and don't get hit. And Crawford was known as a hot hit in the amateurs. And you kind of can see, you'll still see that in this game a little bit. And Gary said he popped him in the mouth. So the rumor had been going around for a while. You get so many different versions of the rumor. It was a sparring. It's kind of like you ever played that game as a kid. I don't know if they still play it. When the teacher say, it could be say, the fire truck is red. You give it to one kid. He whispered to the next kid, and by the time you get back, they said the fire truck was red sitting on 24s in December. You know what I'm saying? In the snow. And the message totally changes. All right? It's a video that Dante had with some dude that's affiliated with Al saying that, oh, yeah, he kind of confirmed what happened and said that Crawford got a weak jaw and Crawford wouldn't make it at 140. He didn't have enough chin. He didn't have enough power. And obviously, it was 5 years ago. Looking back on it, he seemed to be completely wrong. But, at the end of the day, a lot of people heard about the story. People didn't believe it. But you got to remember, Crawford was a dude that was fighting at, 132 in the amateurs. So Gary had to be around that 22, 26-pound range as well. And he said he just popped him in the mouth, And Crawford probably was running his mouth, and Gary Russell was running his hands, and it happened. It's protect yourself at all times, not just in the ring. You get that all the time when somebody running their mouth and somebody got their hands up or somebody just popping and take the opportunity. So it wasn't like they tussled and it was a fair fight. Just Crawford was running his mouth and got popped. You know what I'm saying? And when you got your mouth open, that's when you could break your jaw. We've seen a lot of times in boxing, but he didn't break his jaw. But at the end of the day, like my boy Bushido Boxer was saying, why now? Because he desperate, because he being forgotten. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that Crawford is oppressing Gary Russell's career. That's definitely not the case. Al Heyman's oppressing Gary Russell's career. I don't know what he did to make Al Heyman that mad. You know what I'm saying? He not going to tell what he did. And just the way he talked and how arrogant he is, I'm not saying that to be a bad thing, but how he talked, how he said what he said to Mayweather, he threatened to punch Mayweather, you see why. You see why. You know what I'm saying? It's like that employee at work that do a great job, but he don't take no shit and he don't let you talk to him no type of way. And you be like, damn, man, Jared did a great job. Why he ain't getting no promotion? Because he don't fit the status quo for corporate America. And that's Gary Russell. He probably said something to Al out of line, you know what I'm saying? And Al probably never forgave him. I know he talked crazy to Floyd. He confirmed it. So when you talk like that, they gonna hold your career back, and it's sad though. That's one thing I hate, man. It's people talk about racism, white supremacy, but ain't nothing worse than a raccoon. Ain't nothing worse than another brother stopping another brother from making ends meet, especially over some words, over a woman, over some personal disbeliefs and stuff of that nature, man. Like Floyd Mayweather was mad at Andre Berto and wanted to fight him, not because he was a good fighter, not because he got the best of him sparring, because he took one of his women. Like, chicks come a dime a dozen, and this dude crying over one little woman. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, they held Mickey Bay's career back. I talked about that last night. But at the same time, you know, I could believe that story to happen. You know, running your mouth, and he was running them hands. You know what I'm saying? And his hands was wrapped. You know, people don't think about it. This man getting out of sparring as well, too. You know, he heated, he angry. So Crawford was just an angry little dude. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you get in the amateurs. Him and Kenny squared up in the alley. You know what I'm saying? You know, but at the end of the day, we know Gary Russell ain't going to take that work. You know, if Gary Russell was serious about moving up, he would have been vacated that WBC belt. He about to go on a Showtime undercard, and they going to keep holding his life. And it's sad. They going to keep holding his life. And if I'm him, I'm taking my money, invested into some real estate, invested into a business, you know what I'm saying? You know, invested into, you know, maybe going back to school and picking up, you know, another trade or picking up a degree, because Al not going to let him eat, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, while he, you know, talking about Crawford ain't did this and did that, what would be funny to me is when dudes I mean, I don't think nobody should be critiquing nobody's career in this era. Maybe Pacquiao. That's about it that I can think of. Nobody should be critiquing nobody's career other than Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Gary Russell, he ain't fought nobody. And the one fight he did have with Lomachenko, he lost. And made excuses about a scale, you know? And I got love for Gary Russell, but you can't be critiquing people's careers, you know, when your career ain't that good. And Al got all the fighters that was prominent in that weight class, south of Valdez. So, you know, it is what it is, man, on that standpoint. But I did hear that, you know, it's a possibility from Bob that Crawford can step up to 154 pounds and challenge for another weight, another belt, another weight class. That'll make it 4, 35, 40, 47, 54. Also, he would be the Super WBO champion. He would take precedence over Carlos Castanos' mandatory. PBC petition for Castanos to be the number one mandatory for Teixeira. WBO accepted it, but then Corona happened. It was scheduled to happen mid to late May, or was it April, something like that? Mid to late April or May or something like that. And now, you know, Crawford can be the Super WBO champion and move up and take that mandatory status. Question is, will they simultaneously let him hold the 47 and the 54-pound belt? And if he move up and take the 54-pound belt and drop the 47-pound belt, you know, he can move back down and fight for it immediately. So, you know, I tell you, if he vacate that belt and move up, or if they don't let him keep both of them, watch how quick PBC scoop that belt up. They got Sean in the top 5. They got Danny in the top 5. They got Pat and Mikey right around there. And they got Keith. Watch Keith fight somebody for that WBO belt and try to run it over to Errol Spence, and they try to get undisputed. So if he leave, you know, first base and try to steal second, they're going to go ahead and take first base. You know what I'm saying? So that is what it is on that point. I heard Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko is a done deal. Ingus Klimov said yesterday it's done on their end. And I heard basically Teofimo Lopez is done on his end. They saying October 3rd. I mean, that's a tentative date. It didn't been moved. September something, October 3rd. Possibly in Las Vegas. I heard it might be inside the bubble. I know they wanted to do some fans there. You know what I'm saying? But now it may be some setback with the Miami Marlins. Are they the Miami Marlins now? It used to be the Florida Marlins. The Miami Marlins, you know, they have several players tested positive for corona. Also heard the Philadelphia Phillies had no fighters. They had no fighters that was no baseball players that tested positive. So that's a positive. I'm gonna tell you why I talked about that in a minute. So, and I'm gonna go back. Somebody just sent me some information. I'm gonna go back and talk about Gary Russell as well. That's why I stopped and started it back over. But yeah, Lomachenko and Teo is supposed to be done Las Vegas in maybe the bubble they saying. So they talk about it might be ESPN or ESPN pay-per-view. I hope it's regular ESPN. It shouldn't be an ESPN pay-per-view fight. I understand it's for Undisputed, but you know these dudes ain't making $5 or $6 million a purse. You can pay one. Teo probably ain't made $1 million yet. You can give him $1.5 million and get Lomachenko $3 million, and that should be a solid purse. But you know, I'm looking forward to that fight. I think that fight is going to be, I think it's the best fight scheduled. It doesn't mean it's going to materialize into the best fight schedule. I think my favorite fight is Derevyanchenko versus Charlo as far as action pack. I think it's going to have an old school Hagler Hearns feel to it. So I look forward to that. Let somebody, let Derevyanchenko get old overnight, and Charlo power is what people think it may be. That should be interesting. But with Top Rank, they done an excellent job. With letting Teofimo Lopez move up the right way. He clapped Richard Comey. He did okay versus Mayoshi Tanaki. And now it's time to put up or shut up. And I think a lot of people are anticipating this fight, even more than Wilder and Fury 3, because what's going to happen. Even people that believe 100% in Lomachenko, believe 100% in Teofimo Lopez, even those guys that believe in him like that, you still unsure. You don't know. Is T.O. power really that good? If Lomachenko old, he been touched up his last few fights. Is T.O. speed and youth, his game plan going to be good enough? We got to wait and see. We definitely got to wait and see. So I'm looking forward to that fight. I heard it's done. But before we talk about the PBC schedule and Estrada, I heard somebody just sent me some shit, bro. Like, my boy Bushido Boxing, check out his channel, man. I fuck with him heavy, man. And not just because he a Bud fan or no shit like that. He know boxing. He know combat sports too, more than me in combat sports. But he said basically, and I wish he would have said this a little bit earlier. He just sent me basically that that the story that I said with Gary popping Terence and Terence getting sent to the medical place. He said that Terence Crawford was waiting in the bushes for Gary Russell all night to get his get back. And I guess he couldn't. I guess Gary Russell, they couldn't connect up. So Terence Crawford was waiting in the bushes for Gary Russell. So it's legit bad blood and disdain right there for each other. They don't like each other. So they saying that Gary was waiting in the bushes. They said Terence was waiting in the bushes to get his get back. So he didn't break his jaw. You know what I'm saying? He might have to go get checked out or whatever. But they said Crawford was waiting in the bushes to put them hands on Gary Russell, and Gary Russell, I guess, didn't show back up to where Crawford's waiting in the bushes at. So at the end of the day, this like some street shit. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes in the hood, they don't like each other, and every time they see each other, they get to thumping at each other. They got real bad blood and real disdain for each other, man. And at the end of the day, you would think bygones would be bygones, but you can tell Crawford, he even admits to it, he holds on to shit. You know what I'm saying? If you say one thing bad about Crawford, he gonna hold on to it for a long time. And his family like that. You can't say nothing bad. You can't criticize them. Constructive criticism, they get mad at that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And, rightfully so. These are the same family members that jumped on Ray Robinson after Ray Robinson beat Crawford in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? Ray Robinson said they tried to jump him. You like, damn, you know what I'm saying? It's just a fight. It was in the championship, so that's just how they rolling. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Frederica from Barbershop Conversation, he know what it is. He know he ain't trying to be nowhere near Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna get the Holy Ghost thumping his ass out. That's why he didn't go to Reno for that Shakur card, because he knew Crawford was gonna be there. And he talked all that shit about that man, but he know what it is. That man ain't gotta put hands on him to get Frederica from Beauty Shop Conversation touch. And that's just the God honest truth on that situation, man. But they said that man was waiting in the bushes to get his get back. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. So they was on some real street shit, man. But, Gary, he like an ankle biter. He like a little ankle biter, bro. The little ankle biters, they quick to bite. You know what I'm saying? So Gary quick to let them hands go, but him and Terence ain't never get that get back. So you might see that fight happen down the line. You know what I'm saying? You may see this might be a Mikey Garcia situation where they meet at 40 and he jump up a couple weight classes and they get that shit off their chest. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I would have been doing the same thing, waiting in the bushes. You sneak me after I get out the ring, sparring or whatever. Nigga, I got to get that back. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. And then Gary going around, whistleblowing, telling everybody because, he waited till now because he, nobody supporting him. Nobody talking about him. And that's how Al wanted to keep him. I'm the only one that really talk about Leo ducking. Everybody kind of, act like it's taboo to speak on why, Leo ducking and Tank ducking. But that's their prerogative. Let's move on. Premier Boxing Champions supposed to announce their schedule tonight or today. I know the Yankees and the Phillies. Was it the Phillies? I think it is. They postponed the game today. So I looked at the schedule on the cable box, and it still say Yankees and Phillies. So I measure right around that time, they're probably going to announce that schedule and fill that void with some PBC announcements. So it's supposed to be going down today. Don't expect Mikey and Manny to be announced. They still hammering out a few details for that fight. But Danny and Earl should be on the slate. It was something about Truex and Angulo possibly being on the slate. I heard that Caleb Plant didn't want to fight Caleb Truex. If my memory serves me correctly, don't quote me on that one. I heard Plant wasn't trying to fight Truex, or something happened with that. So Angulo and Truex might fight. Rigondeaux could be part of the Fox. I heard Tony Harrison versus Nathaniel Gallimore was something that was going around as well too. I heard Clarissa Shields could be part of Fox, which I really don't know how for sure that is. Sean Porter is also going to be on there. Delorme, Jamal James, Sebastian Fulmer versus Sean Porter. It was August 22nd. So you got a few fight cards. Areola and Andy Ruiz. So you got some fights that's going on over there. So be prepared for them to announce that fight card tonight or to this afternoon. So heard it's supposed to be better than the Showtime card, but yeah, they got to come with some more heat. Think Keith gonna come back in some type of lower fight. Keith turned down Sean, and you might see Ugas versus Ramos on there, probably FS1 fight. So I don't know how they gonna defeat the Charlo pay-per-view and Tank and Leo. I mean, I'm not buying that one, but I know Danny and Earl, Mikey and Manny won't be announced today. And maybe Fury and Deontay 3 won't be announced today, but those are probably going to be their 3 pay-per-views plus the Wilder joint pay-per-view with Fox and ESPN. So just something to think about real quick. So they're announcing that tonight, or this afternoon. So I look forward to see some of the surprises that's supposed to be on there, man. So hopefully it's a really, really good card. But to continue on, yeah, I heard Juan Estrada to close it off. He got COVID-19, so I don't think he's going to be fighting nobody. I heard it was also could have been Quadres. It could have been Quadres or Chocolito. Chocolito wanted $1 million. It sounded like they was going to scrape it up together, or they came to a compromise. But, the word is that he got the COVID-19. So hopefully Juan Estrada get good. He one of the 10 best fighters in the world. I know a lot of people don't watch was it super flyweights, but he got his get back versus Sor Rivenstein. He was trying to get his get back versus Chocolito. I was looking forward to that fight. I thought Estrada probably can get Chocolito right now, but Chocolito was cooking versus Kale Yaffe, so it seemed like he kind of was back and kind of got his mind right and physically is back together. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Other than that, man, want to make a donation, Cash App, PayPal, description. Best way to donate is share the video. One time for the one time we gone.